Hey everyone, welcome back to Skillshetra, your ultimate destination for mastering cybersecurity through hands-on capture the flag CTF challenges. I'm Kushal, and today we're diving deep into the fifth challenge in our Hacker101 CTF series called Photo Gallery. This one is marked as moderate difficulty and we'll need to uncover 3 flags to complete it. Buckle up because in this video, you'll learn how to exploit union-based SQL injection, understand how Flask applications work behind the scenes, and even extract environment variables from a containerized web server. Let's get started. Once we launch the challenge from the Hacker101 platform, we are greeted with a simple web interface showing 3 images on a gallery page. These images can be opened in new tabs and their URLs follow the format /fetchid equals 1, /fetchid equals 2, and /fetchid equals 3. For IDs 1 and 2, we see binary data returned. That's the raw image data. But for ID 3, something interesting happens. We get an internal server error. This is our first clue that something deeper is going on behind the scenes. The challenge also provides us with 3 cryptic hints. First, consider how you might build this system yourself. What would the query for fetch look like? Second, take a few minutes to consider the state of the union. And this application runs on the UWSGI Nginx Flask Docker image. From this, we can infer a few things. The first hint nudges us toward analyzing the SQL queries used in the backend. The second one strongly suggests a union-based SQL injection. And the third tells us that the app is hosted inside a Docker container using Flask and UWSGI, which might come in handy later when looking for configuration files. With the /fetchid equals endpoint being our entry point, we start testing for SQL injection vulnerabilities. A common test is trying /fetchid equals 4 union select usgi.ini --. To our surprise, this works. The server returns content from the usgi.ini file. That's a solid confirmation of a union-based SQL injection vulnerability. The contents include this: UWSGI module equals main, callable equals app. This tells us the Flask application is likely defined in a file called main.py with an app instance named app. Perfect. Let's try reading main.py next. So we update our injection to /fetchid equals 4 union select main.py tar, and boom, the entire source code of the application is dumped. Here's what we learned from it. The app uses MySQL for its backend. There's an endpoint /fetch that fetches the file name using this query. Select file name from photos. Where id equals %s, there's also a dangerous use of subprocess.check output to calculate file sizes, hinting at potential command injection. But most importantly, we see a comment inside the /fetch route. We get our first flag. Now, armed with source code access, we shift focus to modifying the database to leak more data. The fetch route is vulnerable. It dynamically builds the SQL query using unsanitized input. Here execute select file name from photos where id equals request args id. So let's get creative. We can use an update injection to change the file name of photo id 3 and make it echo the environment variable. This command modifies the file name field for id 3 to run echo print variables, revealing environment variables on the server. And guess what? The homepage now shows all 3 flags hidden inside the generated output. Let's recap what we learned today. First, we found a union-based SQL injection vulnerability via /fetchid equals second. We used this to extract sensitive server files like udwsgi.ini and main.p. Third, we discovered the application logic and found our first flag hidden in the code. Finally, we performed a sigil plus shell command injection to leak environment variables and capture the remaining flags. This challenge beautifully demonstrates the power of source code exposure and why securing your SQL queries and environment variables is crucial. And that wraps up the photo gallery challenge on Hacker101 CTF. If you found this walkthrough insightful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow cybersecurity enthusiasts. I'm Kushal, and this was episode 5 of our Hacker101 CTF series on Skillshetra. Catch you in the next one where we tackle Hack the world ethically, of course.